Hey everybody, and welcome to another tutorial brought to you by the Minecrafters. I'm Captain Jack, and in this tutorial we're going to be talking about QuarryPlus. Alright, so there are some major advantages to this mod that it will give you over the normal quarry. Now, throughout this tutorial, I will be assuming that you have a general knowledge of how basic Buildcraft quarries work. What the QuarryPlus mod does is allows you to build absolutely massive 256 by 256 quarries, which is way bigger than the normal 64 by 64 Buildcraft quarries. And you can see that these are also incredibly fast. One of the other great advantages of this mod is that you can attach a pump to your QuarryPlus to pump out any liquids that it may encounter. Here I have a 256 by 256 quarry pumping, as you can see, a lot of different stuff into my AE network, and so far I've mined about 300,000 between cobblestone and dirt so far, and I am barely 4 or 5 levels down. These will take hours and hours and hours and hours to finish, so don't expect these things, even at the maximum speed, which this one is right now, it will take a long time to finish. However, if you make about one of these and let it go, you'll have enough resources probably for the rest of your whole freaking game. So anyways, that's the QuarryPlus. Let's find out how to make it and how it works. Alright, so in this tutorial, we're not only going to be talking about quarries, we're going to be talking about a couple of other things along with it. And if you open up your NEI and type in QuarryPlus down here, it will give you all the mods that are all the items that are included in the mod. This is the Pump Plus, and these are all made with an assembly table, and I'll show you that in just one second. It requires 328,000 MJ. It might be RF, I'm not sure actually. You need 64 tanks, 2 regular pumps, some golden waterproof, and some stone fluid pipe. These are all, again, made inside the assembly table, and you can see the various components here. Yada yada. This one takes a lot of energy to make, and there we have it. So all these are going to be made inside an assembly table, which you're probably already used to. So what I have here is a whole ton of lasers because these things take forever to charge up, and I have some patterns ready to go inside of here. So if we wanted to make a quarry, I already have all the needed components to make the quarry, and this bar is going to slowly go up as my lasers charge it up. Okay, so it's still going to take a while. Even with the amount of lasers I have, you can just do one laser and let it go for like a really long time. That's fine too. You don't need this many lasers, but this is just one way to build it. And once it's completed, what it's going to do is it's just going to eject it out into this chest over here, and this is going to go from 2 to 3. There we go, and it's going to continue to make them. Now I have some other patterns set up here. This is a Pump Plus, which is also made inside of here. The MiningWellPlus, and you're also going to need this assembly table and some lasers to make the RefineryPlus, okay? So that's how you make all of this stuff. So just a few different components inside of an assembly table with a lot of power. Now, unfortunately, there is an item called the LaserPlus, which I'm assuming is just a more powerful enchantable version of the laser. However, it is currently broken, but I'm sure that it will be enchantable with the normal enchants that you'll see in just a minute, and that it will be much more powerful. That's what it looks like. You can make it, you can place it. However, it just does not work. So if I go to pick something here, no, not working, okay? But there is such thing as a LaserPlus. Once you finish this mod, I'm sure once the thing is fixed, you'll be able to understand it just like any of the other things that we will go over, including the awesome. Next, we have the MiningWellPlus, and I have this hooked up to several different things here. You can see that this mines a 1 radius thing straight down all the way to bedrock, and it does it very quickly. All you need to do is hook it up, give it a little bit of power, and it'll make this mining pipe here. And you can see that I have this one attached, and it's ready to go. And as soon as I turn it on, give it a little bit of steam, it's going to start digging a really big hole for me. And I'm pretty sure that it does it pretty quickly even with crappy power. Maybe it needs to get going. But anyways, that's what it does. Oops, don't want to put that there. Okay, and it's going to slowly dig a hole all the way to bedrock. Once it's done, it's going to stop, and it's going to destroy its pipe. This is one of the components that you will need, I believe, in making the quarry. Okay. Next, we have the Pump Plus, which, contrary to what you may think, you cannot simply use it like a regular pump. It will not work. This needs to be used in conjunction with the QuarryPlus. So you cannot hook it up like this. This is a regular pump. It will drop the mining stuff down in there, and it will slowly harvest water. Again, the Pump Plus does not work the same way as your regular pump. We'll see that in a second, though. Alright, one of the great things about this mod is that you can actually enchant all of these blocks, the QuarryPlus, the Pump Plus, the MiningWellPlus, the RefineryPlus, and again, I'm sure you'll be able to enchant the LaserPlus, plus these two things you can enchant as well. So what you'll need to enchant is a diamond pickaxe. You can use either your regular standard enchantment table and get a random enchant, which is not recommended. You can use an anvil, and a book to create an enchantment on your diamond pickaxe, or you can use the advanced enchantment table, which I prefer over everything because you can simply put it in there and it will tell you how much of your experience it will use to be able to put on these enchants, and you just pick whatever you want. You will notice that once you make this enchant mover, which is one of the most important parts of this mod, and again, this is also made inside an assembly table, you'll need the following components along with an advanced crafting table made like that, not inside an assembly table. And once you have an enchanted diamond pickaxe, you'll notice that I cannot place an iron pickaxe in here. I believe diamond is the only one that will work. You just go ahead and put that in there, and then you pick the block of your choice. So I'm going to do a quarry. And whatever enchant that you have on here, so I have unbreaking 2, it will allow you to move that enchant over onto your quarry. Now I'm in creative mode, so it will allow me to go up all the way to unbreaking 5, I think. But however much you have on your pick, that's how much you can put onto your quarry, and you simply click the button with whatever you want to enchant it with. So there's only unbreaking here, so I'm going to click unbreaking. So now we have unbreaking 2. If I click again, that's because I'm in creative mode. The max is unbreaking 3, okay? And you can put multiple enchants on these things. If I was to go in here and I was to put, let's say, Silk Touch, we'll enchant Silk Touch. We'll do efficiency all the way up to 5, enchant, and here we go. Let's make that happen. Okay, and then I can go over here to my table, and I can put this in here, and I can put my, let's do a pump. Okay, I can do unbreaking 2, 3. I can put Silk Touch on it, not that it really does much. And you can see that as I have more enchants on this weapon, more become available. Okay, so that's how you enchant up your blocks. Now, on efficiency will increase its speed. Unbreaking will use less power at the same speed. Fortune will increase your chance to produce an extra material, just like your regular fortune, and Silk Touch will mine straight blocks, which is really good for mining stuff like redstone and stuff, because I think you get more if you throw in a pulverizer or something. All right, next we're going to look at this little block right here, and this is called a status checker. And to make the status checker, simply use an assembly table with some regular landmarks, an assembly table, a gold gear, and a couple of wrenches. And this will actually allow you to check the status of your various machines, and it will tell you if they're enchanted or not. So if I go over here, and we'll use these in a second, if I click on this, it will tell me that this is enchanted with efficiency 5, unbreaking 3, and fortune 3. This one has no enchantments, and it contains no liquids. You can use this basically on all of these machines to tell you, whoops, got some raw meat there. Use it to tell you basically what you've done to the machine and if there's any liquids inside of them. So this is a pretty important tool. It'll just allow you to check and see what's going on inside of your QuarryPlus machines, and you can also mouse over them and it will tell you what kind of enchants that you have on them. Next, we'll very quickly talk about the refinery before we get into some speed tests of these massive epic beast quarries. Basically, this RefineryPlus, which again is made inside an assembly table, will allow you to produce fuel much more efficiently. You see I have 1 kilo bucket already inside of here, and this one's still at 197 buckets, and these have been running for a while. Oops. There we go. I have 1,094 buckets in this one here, and in this one I only have 198. And this one is a fully enchanted QuarryPlus, and it will give you some tooltip information up there with how much power it's using and so on and so forth. So the RefineryPlus will definitely refine a ton more oil a lot faster to give you that fuel that you need to power up your base. Now, next, here's a few interesting blocks. I think we're just going to talk about land markers and come back to these two. I'm not really sure, but these are marker pluses, and these basically allow you to, let me go ahead and grab a redstone torch here. Instead of the regular Buildcraft markers, these will stretch a 256 block line if you apply a redstone signal to it, and you can use a lever or whatever you want. And this will allow you to customize the size of your quarries just like you would normally. Oops, there's land markers on the wall over there, so that's what it used. Okay, so if you were to want to customize sized quarry, you put at least 3 land markers just like that. You connect them all together by right-clicking, grab your QuarryPlus, place it on the corner, and you have a customizable quarry. And that's how I made that absolutely massive one over there. I simply just found the end of this line and did 3 markers, put my quarry right here, and I made a 256 by 256 quarry. All right, very big. Okay, so that's the land markers. Actually, let's just do this bucket while we're here right now. This is the liquid selector, and this looks complicated at first, but it's really not, I promise. This will just allow you to change the direction that liquid comes out of your pump plus when it's attached to your QuarryPlus to tell you which direction that you want liquids to go. Basically, any facing of this block can be used. So let's just see how you do it really quick. All right, now if you just try to click your Pump Plus with your hand, it's not going to do anything. So if you go ahead and get this liquid selector and right click, it'll bring up a little bit of an interface inside of your Pump Plus here. And this will tell you where you can throw your liquids. So let's do direction. We want to go, what do we want to send west? We click here, we have liquefacted coal going west, and you can edit this here. So I can delete that and I can add a new list. So if I want oil to go west, you just add that to the list there, okay? And then you can change the direction again. South, I have jet fuel. Let's change that to, we'll do lava, and then remove that one there. Remove jet fuel. I don't think I have anything going down. Nope. And then you can manually input stuff like that. Very nice. Okay, so that's what this does. It basically just allows you to send different fluids, because you will be getting a bunch of different fluids from your Pump Plus out in various directions. Or you can use the Extra Cells mod, which I just did a tutorial on to make your life a lot easier in regards to that. All right, sorry, just had a total brain fart on the list editor, and I had to go consult the legend, Mad Jammy. Basically what you do is you go ahead and make this list editor inside an assembly table with a redstone diamond chipset, some books, some wrenches, so on and so forth. And then go ahead and bring it over to your enchant mover, drop it inside of here, and it'll give you one of two options. And you cannot do both. So either Silk Touch, click, it makes the graphic a little bit different, or Fortune. And what you can do once you have these is you can go over to a quarry. So let me drop a quarry here. And you can right click. If you right click on the quarry, again, nothing happens. Right click on the quarry with the list editor of Silk Touch, and it will let you, and I just tried this just to make sure that I knew what I was talking about here. So if I go down to redstone 73, redstone ore, done, it will basically exclude redstone from the Silk Touch enchantment. So when it goes ahead and mines the redstone, it will mine the actual little redstone crushed pulverized junk instead of the entire block with Silk Touch. Now I'm not really sure in what situation that would be applicable, but you can go ahead and do it. And the same thing with Fortune, which I cannot figure out why you would not want Fortune on everything. But there are a ton of different things, basically almost every block in the game, that you can pick from that you can exclude from the Fortune enchant. So that's the list editor. All right, next, just in passing, there's the Infinity MJ source, which QuarryPlus adds into your world, and you can basically set how many MJ per tick and how many ticks, and just make free energy. So that's that, and it's not really used for anything else but playing around. Next we have the Breaker Plus and the Placer Plus. These work basically the same way as like the Block Breaker and the Deployer if you ever used red power. Basically what you can do is you can apply a redstone signal to this block and it will break it, and you can see that it took the entire block, and that's because I actually have this enchanted. And if I go ahead and use my little status checker there, it will tell me that it's enchanted with Silk Touch and Fortune 3. Okay, and you can see that the graphic doesn't change. Okay, so that will just like break the block that's right in front of it. It won't do like a couple in front of it. Fairly simple enchantable block. If you want to enchant it, just go ahead and throw it in your little table over there and enchant it up. Next we have the Placer Plus, which basically just places blocks, and you can see here, you can just apply a redstone signal to it, and what's happening is it's placing my meat block here, okay, and I'm shoving it out, and all my meat is going into my AE system, so that's very good. That's the Placer Plus, and you can automate this and use it for whatever kind of odd setup that you want. Here's the GUI inside of it. It will just use up the materials that are in there and drop it right in front of it, and this is the output side. Okay, so that's the Placer Plus. Pew. Okay. All right, I believe that's it as far as all this junk goes. Let's go ahead and try and do some speed tests on these things. You can see here that I have this one, has no enchantments. This one's got efficiency 1, and if you remember, efficiency is speed, efficiency 2, 3, and then finally 4 and 5. And I'm just going to go ahead and hook these up and show you a little bit how they work. I'll show you how the fluids work, and then we'll be done with this tutorial, okay? So I'm going to drop this here. I'm going to adjust the MJ, let's say to, we'll do 500 MJ. We'll apply. It's going to build these pretty quick there. Let's drop this here. We'll do the same thing. 500, apply, and we'll do this here. 500, apply. Okay, so it builds these really quickly, as you can see, and you can see the speed difference with this one is going fairly slow, and this one is going faster. Okay, it's catching up. These two are going to be significantly faster than the first two, so you can see as the enchantment gets larger, your quarry goes much faster. And then finally, you have these rocketing quarries here. You can basically take out some chunks extremely quickly, and you can see that there's a clear difference in efficiency 5, where this is going extremely fast. And these can be hooked up. Before I forget, you can hook these up with different kinds of like an item duct, or I think right to applied energistics, import buses, and so on and so forth. I just have these junky little pipes here to show you that the stuff is going in. Okay, so here's your quarries. You can see that there is a significant difference. Let's back out a little bit between the speeds. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and efficiency 5, and then no enchantment at all, which is basically like the regular speed of a crappy quarry. I think it's just a little bit better, actually. There's our big quarry, still mining away over there, taking forever. And there's one thing I want to talk about that's left, and that's the Pump Plus. And the Pump Plus needs to be put next to your quarry, just like this, okay? So here's my Pump Plus. It's directly adjacent, like I told you before. This has, holy Moses, okay. This will allow the quarry to suck up any liquids that it comes into contact with. And you can see that I kind of have a neat little setup going on here. Again, extra cells mod. I have an fluid import bus, and right now there's no liquids inside of here, and it would tell me if there was, but all my liquids are basically being pumped out and into my AE network, and you can see that this has found 59 buckets of water so far. And any liquid that it comes in contact with, the Pump Plus will take out and shove into your fluid terminal. So it's a neat little way to capture any fluids. If you find oil for whatever reason in your world, or you build right over an oil well, it will harvest that oil for you, and you can throw it into your tanks, into your systems with Railcraft, just thermal expansion tanks, whatever you want. And also, when it does encounter fluids, it will build these neat little frames here to stop the fluids from flowing in, so it will reduce the lag in your world and allow you to continue to mine. You can see here that it built this nice little wall when it encountered this lava pool, and it will keep going, and you'll be able to get all the blocks in the area without having to worry about lava flooding everything and lagging your entire world. And that will do that automatically as long as you have the Pump Plus installed right next to your quarry. All right, so I believe that is everything in this mod. It's a very neat mod. These are extremely powerful machines, so if you choose to use them, use them. If you don't, then just don't, okay? So you can see these are still going. These two are already finished, and we haven't really gotten, oh, we've gotten pretty far, actually. They're tiny quarries, though, so yeah, whatever. All right, so let's go ahead and check QuarryPlus. Let's make sure we covered everything. Yes, 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 and yes. Alrighty then, I believe that's about it. I'm just going to need a lot of power, a lot of empty. Oh, let's see what this is over here. I totally forgot about this thing. This is pretty ridiculous, and I'm not sure if it has... Ooh, I already flipped the lever. I'm not sure if it has any practical use, because it will... Alright, I think I actually found a way to make this work, even though it's totally impractical, and it's not so awesome as I originally thought, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. Oh boy, let's see if I don't crash. Just don't do this. It's not a good idea in any sphere of imagination. Okay. It's just funny. Here goes my FPS while these build. Oh, this is pretty wild. There's not really an advantage to this, because they all end up being exactly the same. Oh, I found a dungeon. Oh, that's cool. Wow. Wonder if there's anything good. Shiny ingots. Ooh, need those for thermal expansion. Good find. Anyways, this is pretty ridiculous, and there's no actual point to doing it because they all line up to be the same. Whatever. That's cool. Anyways, that's a QuarryPlus mod. Really fast quarries. We'll get all your liquids. We'll get all the things, and it's really awesome. And I suggest you add it into your pack or whatever you're playing. Hopefully you're playing ours. Anyways, this has been Captain Jack from the Minecrafters. You can check us out on all of our social media outlets right here. And I'm sorry I talk too fast sometimes. Have a great day.